Did you know that there were 2 Planet of the Apes games released on PS4? Because I didn't. Last Frontier, which actually got reviewed pretty well, and Crisis on the Planet of the Apes VR, which, well, yeah. Now, I'd actually consider myself a pretty decent fan of the rebooted movies, even going as far as to say it's probably one of my favourite trilogies in recent years. And as most of you are aware, I do love to dip my toes in the bad game world whenever I can. So with the new movie coming out, it felt like the perfect time to hop into some VR and try out this badly reviewed game for myself. After starting the game on the hardest difficulty for a trophy later on, we are chucked straight into the walking tutorial, which is pretty much an instant recipe for motion sickness right out of the gate. There is a little story aspect here as you're learning the controls of the game, but it just kind of felt a bit out of place. While I'm learning how to climb and how to walk, the last thing I want to do is learn about the entire lore of the first movie by reading fuzzy text that disappears within 5 seconds. Now Ape's in danger. No! Either way, after learning how to climb on the pipes and trying to figure out the jumping mechanics since the game doesn't tell me what to do, the tutorial was complete and the first trophy of the game popped. Oh, first trophy. Hello. Ah!
You look promising.
Okay.
This one checks out.
Huh? What is bro looking at? After being assessed and getting stamped by some super creepy guy. Bro, look how he's looking at me, what the hell? Oh! We are forced to move up to the main entrance of the facility, where we stood for about 10 seconds before the mission just ends randomly, giving us a trophy. Oh, was that it? Okay. Second trophy. Nice. So far, so good. Okay. Where's bro getting the gun out? Leave it alone, bro. Don't shoot it, though. What?
But soon you'll be mine. And I cannot wait to put a bullet in your fucking...
Okay. What the hell? After getting shot with presumably a dart gun, we awake in a cage where we meet a fellow ape with plans to escape the facility on this very night. He relays the entire plan to me, telling me to pound my chest to distract the guards, which unknowingly gave me a trophy for doing it 5 times in a row. I really don't see any other use to this pounding chest feature and honestly forgot it was even in the game after this mission. Either way, we make our escape by climbing up these containers and across pipes, which is where I'd like to apologize for the poor lighting in this game since even I couldn't see what was going on. Somehow, I did manage to beat this level within 2 minutes, popping not only the Great Escape for beating the level. Oh, another trophy. The Great Escape. Oh, that's a W trophy name, what the hell? But also No Time to Lose, which is the 2-minute speedrun trophy. There's 5 more of these speedrun trophies coming up, with one of them in particular causing me immense stress. Oh, and did I also mention that I need to beat the entire game in one sitting for the VR Legs trophy, which is apparently the buggiest trophy in this game. For now though, we can continue our escape by climbing up more walls and more pipes, which actually became the turning point in multiple things really. My opinion for this game, the headache in my head, and also my stomach. Oh my god bro, this is low-key making me kind of sick. I was starting to realize the possibility that this entire game might just be one long escape with filler missions throughout. And spoiler alert, I was 100% right. We climb over a few apes that I believe are being tested on for a cure before escaping the warehouse to meet our friend patiently waiting for our arrival. Oh, another trophy. Amazon Primate. That is a funny trophy, man. This game really started to pick up in the slaughterhouse, and I'm not joking. We were finally introduced to the combat in the form of a sneak attack. Oh shit. Blood been knocked out. Before we are introduced to Spear. From what I can tell, Spear is one of their test subjects and is someone they're testing on very frequently. So of course we save him and our duo escape team becomes a strapped up trio. Yo, give me a gun. Yo! Oh, shit. This is when I started to realize that playing the entire VR game in the comfort of my tiny ass bedroom was not the best idea in the world. I can't grab the gun. But the gun's on the floor. What am I supposed to do? See, what would instantly solve this issue is to just restart the chapter and try again. But that stupid VR legs trophy was constantly haunting me the entire time. By this point, I had spent probably 10 minutes trying to get anything to work, and the actual in-game instruction prompt telling me the buttons to press had disappeared. So I was left to figure it out on my own. Oh! What the fuck is it asking me to do? Oh shit, sorry mate. What are we doing? Return back home to Caesar. Cool, let's flipping go, finally mate. And to celebrate this amazing accomplishment, I went on a human elimination spree, unlocking a plethora of trophies. One for getting 5 headshots, one for getting 10 headshots, and because I'm the best at any game I play, and definitely not a skill issue, one for dying 10 times. Oh, and the hardest difficulty, by the way, is literally a 2-shot death. Ah! There's nothing more to the enemies, to their bullets, to the lack of ammo or anything. Just no matter what, I will die with 2 shots to the face. And as I'm briefly on the topic of combat, the cover system in this game barely works unless you're actually crawling on the ground. I see you out there, bro. Don't think I don't. What? I was playing cover, man. Regardless, all my failed attempts were put to good use when I finally made it through for the trophy. Rooftops was up next, and I can happily say this is the worst mission in the game. There's a lot of walking, which barely works anyway, a lot of climbing, and multiple places where you need to jump that honestly tested my patience time and time again. While the speedrun for this mission is coming up soon, all I had to do right now was continue trying to escape the facility in one piece. It's the gang, it's the gang. While chilling on the roof, we get ambushed by a helicopter and are forced to run to safety, something that my character clearly didn't understand. I'm running so fast. This escape sequence was probably the worst for my motion sickness. Something about constant running, the swaying of my arms, and the low frame rate this game has just made me want to take a break. But at this point, I was deep into the game, and the thought of trying this entire thing again in one go just didn't sound appealing in the slightest. Somewhere along this journey, we get ambushed by a group of soldiers, forcing my hand into combat just as I'm about to throw up. Since I was constantly dying but also aiming for their heads, I ended up unlocking the final headshot trophy for 50 headshots. And apparently also traveled an entire kilometer, which earned me another trophy. Once I eventually made it through the combat section, it was time to make the biggest jump of this entire game. There's no way I'm making that. Whoa! See, it was fine to mess up here because I wasn't on any time limit, but just you wait until later on. The rest of this mission posed no real issues, and I made it to the end in one piece, sliding down this makeshift and super convenient zipline before popping the story trophy. Yes! So this mission right here is called the Comm Tower, which means there's a bunch of floors to get to the top, lined with dozens of enemies on each floor. The only 2 times I've been introduced to combat before this was literally the previous 2 missions, and now I was facing probably the hardest mission of the entire game. I mean, the speedrun trophy for this mission is literally 18 minutes long. 18 minutes. And so it was pretty easy to see how I ended up wasting almost 40 minutes trying to beat this single level. I will say though, this is probably the only time I actually enjoyed this game to a decent extent. The motion sickness was still present, but something about fighting my way through countless enemies while getting really good at reloading my weapon felt like I was in an action movie. Even though I was on hard, the difficulty started to get a bit easier as I got to grips with how the combat truly worked. Yo! Our mission is to preserve. I think that's a trophy, by the way, but it's not popping up. Now, this shotgun is super powerful, and this level really does force this weapon down your throat, as it's the main ammo type you find while trying to survive. The problem though, is that I'm right-handed, and using the shotgun bound to my left hand just didn't work on my tiny little brain. I wanted so badly to be some badass main character, running around, one-pumping all these enemies, but instead, I just sat cowering in the corner, hoping the game would spawn in some assault rifle ammo for me to use. Eventually, I made it through, and reached this section with a bunch of people having a great time on the floor. The level design does open back up a bit here, meaning the option for the assault rifle becomes the norm again. And not to toot my own horn or anything, but I was pretty much unstoppable at this point. Okay, well, almost unstoppable. I ended up making it to the end of this final sequence after a few more deaths, to find the main person from earlier, which I assume is the leader of this camp, locked up in some room because all of the apes had escaped their cages. She waffles on about us being some intelligent ape and being the key to the cure for humans, before we finally escape the tower for a trophy.
Hello.
Now, believe it or not, this is the final mission of the entire game, and it was time to have an epic showdown with the helicopter from earlier. This mission introduces us to the LMG, and for such an overpowered and pretty cool weapon, you'd think that they'd introduce it a bit earlier, so that I could use it for longer than a single standoff. Regardless, I emptied as many bullets as I could into the helicopter, while also protecting myself from the soldiers on the ground, which, other than dying a few times,
Freak.
did the job pretty well, and earned the speedrun trophy for beating it in less than 7 minutes. With the helicopter taken care of, it was time to find Spear. We traverse this falling crane towards the crash site of the helicopter to figure out exactly where he is.
No! No way, bro. No! No! Let me grab the gun, let me grab the gun, come on. No! What the freak? Bro, we were just about to escape.
Together.
No! Nah, we were just about to escape, man.
With such a gripping ending bringing this story to a close, we unlocked multiple trophies. One for beating the game on hard, for beating the game in general, and for beating the final mission.
There we go. Crisis on the Planet of the Apes VR. I don't know what trophies I unlocked for that because I can't see them. Hopefully I got the one for doing it in one session because I didn't get off. Did we get the VR legs trophy? Yes! That trophy's meant to be glitched, so... Oh, and we got the speedrun trophy for beating it in 7 minutes. And we got it on the hardest difficulty. Oh, nice. I'm happy with that.
With VR legs now in my possession, I restarted my PS5 in order to get these cool trophy pops again and got to work. The two trophies I decided to go for first were Monkey in the Middle and Easy Peasy. These are for escaping the camp on both normal and easy difficulty, which I was not looking forward to in the slightest. I had already felt extremely ill from the first playthrough, and to do 2 more would be, oh wait, I can just replay the last mission and get them both in 10 minutes.
No! Oh, it works now. Easy peasy.
And so, all that was left to do in order to receive that single digital flex that we all love was to beat the warehouse in under 3 minutes, beat the slaughterhouse in under 3 minutes, beat the comm tower in under 18 minutes, beat the rooftop in under 5 minutes, eliminate 5 enemies in 1 clip, and escape from the main entrance unharmed. Sounds doable, right? Up first was the warehouse speedrun. This is the mission where you need to climb on the pipes, and for some reason, the brightness here seemed way worse than the first playthrough. My PSVR camera was also struggling to pick up my movements, so I really had no clue what was going on half the time. And somehow, I still made it to the end in under 3 minutes.
Yes! Short shelf life. Lovely stuff. That actually was a workout, I'm not gonna lie.
Up next was the slaughterhouse, and trying to beat this in 3 minutes felt impossible. There's an entire sewer to pass through, a ladder, a stealth section, an unskippable real-time cutscene, saving Spear, equipping the AR, which again, I failed to do the first time.
Oh, bro. All this shit again.
And then I still had to go through this stupid combat section that held me up for ages on my first attempt. Knowing all of this was in my way, I still persisted with the run anyways, taking out enemy after enemy before reaching the end to receive this.
Oh, was that it? I'm working on my innate moves. Cool. That was not 3 minutes, but I'll take it, you know.
Only 2 speedrun trophies remained at this point, and I decided to attempt Terrace Terror first, for beating the rooftop in 5 minutes. Now, I don't know who chose these trophies over at Imaginati Studios, but 5 minutes is cutting it really close. So close, in fact, that it almost felt impossible for me to achieve. The jump feature in this game just didn't work for me when I wanted it to. I could be 5 seconds away from death, and bam, the jump suddenly stopped working.
Jump! Oh my god, what the fuck?
but then I could have a completely botched run and the jump would work fine. While this might have been a sensor issue with the PSVR, it made the speedrun trophy so out of my reach that it not only ended up making me feel extremely motion sick, but also made me take a break from the game entirely. The only good news I had while attempting this trophy is that I managed to eliminate 5 enemies with the same clip for a trophy.
There you go, that's the 5 in a row trophy, cool.
After around 45 minutes, I returned back to the best VR game ever made. This time, I decided to take on the biggest challenge this game seemingly had to offer, beating the Com Tower in 18 minutes or less, a time that presumably the people that made the trophy requirements deemed plausible with enough skill. And that kind of scared me. Being unable to beat rooftops in under 5 minutes made me nervous that this would be the same situation. I set a timer on my phone to let me know just how long I had left at all times, and began my first run. Comms Tower is a very long and very repetitive section that, as you've seen before, takes you through floors of enemies until reaching the roof. And because I was so focused on trying to get this done with as few attempts as possible, I barely spoke this entire clip. And for the first time in this entire game, I was actually locked in. I used the shotgun to get around corners faster, which is a weapon I truly disliked. I found ammo in places I failed to see last time, and I figured out that by spamming the fire button on an empty gun, the game spawns in ammo at the nearest spawn point for you. My cover skills had increased dramatically, and my aim was actually pretty good for VR standards. The only thing stopping me from earning this trophy was just how fast I could reach the end of the level.
Alright, cool. Yes! Oh, communications breakdown.
I ended up beating Comms Tower in around 12 minutes, which for a first speedrun attempt was way quicker than I thought I would ever get. I'd outdone myself, and with a newfound confidence, it was time to face rooftops once and for all. The first run back was super solid. I had escaped the helicopter, eliminated the enemies, and reached the biggest jump in what I thought would be the fastest time yet. But of course, that was as far as I was going to go. I failed this jump again and again and again, but I couldn't let this be the end of my platinum journey. I wouldn't let rooftops defeat me. Grabbing a ledge that you can barely see just at the right moment felt impossible to me, but there had to be a method to hit it every single time. So instead of just quitting the level and trying again, I repeated this jump over and over again until finally something clicked. One of the jumps landed, and it landed me on a brick further up from the spot I usually aimed for. And for some odd reason, even though all of the holes in the wall are grabbable, this brick let me grab it 9 times out of 10.
Okay, that's the method then, surely.
And after retrying rooftops one more time, I actually hit the jump first try.
Oh my god! Oh my god, this is it. Oh, this is actually it. What the fuck? What's it doing, bro? Oh, you're joking. That best be it, man. Please. Yes! Yes! Terrorist terror. Fucking hell. I'm glad to be done with that flipping trophy.
And so, with every speedrun trophy now in my possession, I headed back to the first mission to try and escape the camp earlier than intended.
How we escape this, I got no flipping clue. How would I go about escaping the main entrance? What the fuck? Well, it says attempt to escape anyway, not like escape. Oh, there we go. This is the platinum, I think. Go, 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 go! Escape! Run! There we go. And then... yeah! Let's flip go! W game. W game. Woo!
As an introduction to the world of VR, I would say this game definitely entertains the idea of doing more VR games in the future. To answer the question as to whether this game is actually bad, I'm going to say it's okay. It's not great, and it's not a game I'd ever actively go out of my way to grab a PSVR 4, although I guess technically that's what I did, but I do think it has some redeeming qualities that fans of the movies would appreciate. Thank you all for watching, I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye!